All right, welcome back, everyone. We are now back in open session. And I would like a motion to approve the termination of employee Cheryl Pitchnik, effective today, November 14th, 2022.
I move to approve the termination of bus driver Cheryl Potachnik effective today, November 14th, 2022.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Coleman,
Yes.
Mr. Bouvier,
Yes.
Mr. Lorenzo,
Yes.
Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Petterini,
Yes.
Ms. Boss,
Yes.
the motion passed.
Personnel report. Self-explanatory. Is there more?
Oh, Miss Keelan. That, she have a baby?
We don't know, we can't say.
I mean,
She just asked for medical.
that's true. Your fault.
You want to pull anything out or discuss anything? And we have a motion to approve the personnel report as stated. So moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Make the motion to adjourn this special meeting. Second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We have adjourned our special meeting and now move on to the second portion of our show, the regular committee of the whole meeting. Millburn School Board District 24. We have a roll call.
Ms. Boss,
Yes, present.
Mr. Coleman,
Present.
Mr. Bouvier,
Here.
Mr. Lorenzo,
Here.
Mr. Murphy,
Here.
Mr. Petterini,
Present.
Ms. Roberts,
We did the pledge of allegiance once already today, so we'll move on to public comment. Do we need to open the door? Do we want to invite them back in? Yes.
Felt like dogs out there scratching. Missing all the action.
Probably should have invited it back in before. But all right. Does anyone have any addition of information or discussion items? FOIA request. Miss Sherry Reed. Anybody have questions on?
Yeah, well, I mean, who is she? Is this her company, Smart Procure?
This is an organization that submits this request, I think about every quarter.
Okay,
So they're just trying to get our purchasing information. I don't know, it's not her company, she works.
okay, she's just gonna put it there probably.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And the assumption is she's selling this.
right.
Arbor request for increased lunch costs.
Okay, similar theme tonight. So, we received, a request from our food service management company, Arbor. They're requesting an emergency contract amendment for the remainder of the school year, to increase the lunch costs. Can I say the amount? Sure. Okay, 76 cents a lunch. And their reasoning for this is, part of their reasoning for it is the inflation of food prices. So what happened, earlier this year, I believe in August or September, the state, communicated to school districts that they would give an additional 40 cents for lunch reimbursement to school districts. So Arbor is asking for that plus an additional amount.
The total of the 70 or
Yeah, a total of 76
the
cents.
40 that would be subsidized and then Cameron would pick up
The districts would. So what I've been gathering, I've been doing a lot of research and I have a lot of questions back and forth to Arbor. Because what I am trying to obtain from them is their numbers that show that the lunches are actually increasing 76 cents versus,
feels like it.
hey, you're getting the 40 cents. Can we have that and something additional? So this is not something that we have to agree to just yet, and I'm not asking for approval on this yet. I want to get more information from Arbor first. But in part of their request, it says that they have the right to, I believe, terminate their contract, which means then we would have to find another food service management company, which I'm not concerned about
That
that.
isn't their contract that they can ask for an increase and if we don't.
Well, it's a part of this new emergency amendment that came out, that they're allowed to do this essentially. So, yeah.
So wait, they're asking for an emergency amendment that says if we don't agree to it, they'll just get a cut of service?
Well, I don't think they will, so, but, I mean, this is what we're seeing across the board with our vendors, is them coming back and asking for more, due to inflation,
What is the current contract say?
for lunches.
Yeah.
It's $3.49.
If they can terminate?
Oh, I think this amendment, like, overrides the current contract.
Right, but if we don't agree to the amendment, then it doesn't exist, right?
No, I think the federal rule will change,
The federal rule change?
yes,
Okay.
that allows them to do this.
They gave us 40 cents and then said,
A lot.
yeah, that's,
So
I'm sorry, 340,
$3.49 is the current lunch.
349. So
Yes.
now they're looking to increase by over 20%. 2%.
Doesn't sound like 8% inflation to me.
well, and then that would not go down ever. So then what do we charge families next year? You know,
Then we would probably increase.
That's right, over
Right,
$4
talking
for a
$4,
full lunch.
Yeah.
What was their competitor?
Who is their competitor?
Yeah, we bid
we
out
did.
those.
We did bid out, I think it was called Organic Life.
And we reach out to them.
Who is that?
They're
They're
gonna
doing the same, they're gonna probably do the same thing.
don't hurt to ask.
What I wanna do first here is get their numbers and then negotiate something lower. So, fine, we all know that food costs have increased, we see that ourselves at the grocery store. So the point of adding this here, well, one, they're asking for a response by the end of this month. But the point of adding this here is just to let you know that this is happening,
Okay.
but I'm trying to get more information and then we'll push back for a lower amount.
Okay.
And Carmen, when did we just re-sign them?
May,
Man,
Yeah.
May, we just did this.
There was,
right,
there was inflation in May,
right,
at
Right.
least equal to.
right,
I feel like the amendment is what triggered this.
exactly, that, and then that additional 40 cents coming through for
Yeah.
lunch reimbursement.
Yeah, that does seem like an opportunity versus,
This is
yeah,
what I'm saying.
you would know by May, we all knew by
We're
May
seeing,
that we were getting hit.
we know that, and you should know your costs. You should know your costs. There was inflation at that.
I've been having that
So,
conversation
yeah.
with them.
Yeah, so I'm not putting a hard, I'm not with there, but bottom line is 22% increase. After just signing it, re-upping on the contract 6 months ago, when we knew that the inflation at that point was, say, 18.5%. Not 22%, 8.5%. And hopefully we're seeing,
What a date they have for
Inflation's
the
good.
46.
It's 349.
I was asking. Great.
yeah,
I may have missed something. Okay, what is the amendment that we're talking? They're asking for an amendment to the contract?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, does the contract allow that?
Does the contract allow an increase in cost?
Okay, they're coming to us and they're saying, we want to amend the contract. Is there a provision in the contract that allows them to do it, or are they asking us just to do it because?
there was
they're
a
asking?
federal amendment.
Okay, well, see, that's the part that I'm not.
Yeah,
understanding.
yeah.
What's the federal part?
They're saying
And-
that we'll give.
The feds said, because the feds regulate all of the contracts.
Right.
They get approved through the state, so they regulate all of this process. So what came out was an emergency amendment opportunity for food service providers to go back and leverage the district to increase their costs. So they opened up and said, whatever your contract was, you can ask for more. The district says no, then you can walk away. Essentially, that's my understanding. So the federal government did that. But the federal government said, here's the 41 cents. Yeah. Here, and what also has changed is that we no longer have to go with, the lowest cost bidder.
Okay,
So you can go with quality can be one of your measures. You can say, if you want organic life, and you think organic life is good, actually doing organic food, and that's something that's valuable to you, then you might want to go with them, even though you're spending $5 a lunch. Apparently, you won't pay because it's hard. You can do that. So they gave a little bit of, they give a little bit over here, and then they take a little bit over here in different ways, so. That's my understanding.
I don't know, my gut's telling me that if they want the 41 cents and we're getting it, then give it to them, but anything over that, it's like, you know. They did have a contract. And I truly don't understand this aspect of the federal government being able to come in and say, okay, all the contracts that you've negotiated are basically,
Invalid.
yeah,
Yeah.
null and void.
Walk whenever you want.
And you're gonna,
I do because it's school, it's a federal school program that.
And
So
then-
it's all of their program, it's actually all their money. That they're giving us, so they have a.
okay,
I guess.
again,
I
there's
understand.
there's nothing going to change with that, but what I'm saying is, I mean, if that's the case, then let them negotiate.
I think
Feed the kids, I mean,
Right.
so the government's giving them a 12% increase.
Yeah, and according to the USDA, food has increased about 9 to 10%.
So what I'm trying to get though from Arbor, let's say, I really want to see how much the lunches are increasing, because let's say it's only a quarter, then I wouldn't be comfortable even asking us to approve the 40 cents.
Right.
So that's where we are right now, is just trying to get this additional information from Arbor.
Yeah, certainly if that were the case, then there should be a sunset clause in that amendment saying that, okay, prices will be based on the main contract, any increases, subsequent increases in the future will be based on the main contract price, not a subsidizing by the federal government.
I highly doubt they were smart enough to do that.
Who said they?
Feds.
Yeah.
And we have, Millburn carries, can capture that, some of that 41 cents too, because we have operational costs that we incur by having lunch. So we have people
Yeah, yeah.
supervising the lunchroom, those costs are going up for us. We have maintenance on the equipment, on those freezers that are now 24 years old. Are, breaking down, and those compressors go bad, and those suckers are expensive. So we are able to capture some of the money too. those costs are going up for us as well, so it's not just all on our bill.
Okay, so you're saying that giving them the full 41 cents isn't really in our best interest?
Yeah, we would rather not do that.
Okay. All right, so they're really asking for a lot,
Yeah.
when you have that perspective.
Yeah, it's shocking amount,
Wow.
I think.
I mean, I'm sure the food is delicious. But still.
Sure, it meets the requirement.
It needs the requirements. I name a restaurant that, well, it meets the requirements.
You can eat it.
How long would it take to, replace them if they decide to go?
I don't know the answer to that. I mean, we would have to find someone willing to come in. And to be honest, when we did the food bid, I reached out to at the very least, 5 companies, I think closer to 6 or 7, and only 2 showed up.
Well,
We're small.
I call them back tomorrow.
The other 7,
Yeah,
no,
No.
they don't want our, we're too small. So
well, I
like,
would call the ones that did bid. I mean, yeah, we got 2, someone else decided. Industrious people that throw their hat in.
right, remember though, the reason we didn't go with them at the time is because the low bid was.
Right, but if, I mean, if Harbor's raised above where they're willing to meet us.
I think that they will, I truly believe there's negotiation here. So what I've been doing over the past 2 weeks now, there are a lot of emails going back and forth. I don't feel like they're going to say you have to give us 76 cents or we're walking. It will be lower than that. I just want them to give me their numbers. So again, if it's a 20-cent increase, then that's fair, fine, we're getting the additional 40, I don't think that that's the end of the world, we could justify that.
There's a difference between 20 cents and 75 cents.
Right, but, right, and that's why I'm trying to get those
You're
numbers.
gonna have to
from
chew
them.
them down pretty good.
And, you know, we've got a full kitchen and stuff, so we could make it through the end of the year with some sort of emergency thing. And yes, so, you know, we don't necessarily have to buckle, not that I'm saying,
yeah.
because it would be one thing if they walked out and we have a bunch of hungry kids.
Yeah,
at the end of the
sick
year.
days where you can come in and cook for them kids.
But, you know, I mean, that would be a completely different thing, if they walk tomorrow and we're like, great, now how are we gonna feed these kids? But we could with some sort of emergency, so we couldn't, you know, not saying that we would, but certainly listen. I think, you know, we should definitely go talk to them and let us know what's going on. And let them know that we don't like them anymore. District presentation. We don't have any district presentations now.
No, but I wanted to talk about the schedule for that. So Brendan brought up at the last meeting that we should get more teachers coming in to present. So, presentation on Timber League is gonna happen, coming up probably in January. The principals are presenting the school improvement plans in either the last meeting in November or December. And then I'd like the gifted programming to come in and talk about what they do, special ed presentation. So we start getting back into some sort of routine on hearing from staff on what's happening in the great things in their classroom. So just, that was a great idea. To get that up and running.
And I asked the scouts to do presentation on some of the Eagle projects, because the last 3 years have actually been fall for movement.
Yep.
So we had one boy who did some games out in the garden. We did the Gaza pit last weekend, and then the gas pumps. So I just put together some pictures and stuff. Hopefully they'll come and do a presentation. All right. This one's for you, Peter.
It is.
Resolution.
Did you guys have a chance to look over the resolution committee stuff. Any big surprises on these for anyone? So there's a handful of, let me get to the page. So it's on, it looks like page 12 for the new resolutions. And there's 1, 2, 3. There's 3 new resolutions, and then there's a handful of amending the existing positions. And then we have a bunch that are do not present, that you don't take any action on. It's just stuff that they say, hey, these are things we're not taking action on, because they're either duplicates of stuff that has come up, or they have enough overlap with other items that came up that they feel that they're not necessary to really present or talk about at all. I know this is really just riveting reading. But as far as their recommendations, I went through, I didn't have any issues with really any of them, to be honest.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, I know, I was
I
like,
was in alignment, yeah.
yeah, typically there's one that you're like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know about this, you know. Are there any you guys want to talk about specifically, or? No?
I didn't see anything objectionable on it. Kind of.
Alright.
Basically everything that said.
So you guys are good then if we go with what they
Yeah.
recommended? I mean, because that's that's how I'll vote on Saturday, I think, at that meeting. Cool?
Yeah.
Well, that'd be good. Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Future agenda items, school year calendars coming up. Adoption of the property tax levy. And more policy updates. Does anybody?
Hi. This is me being on the dance floor. But that long weekend was horrible. Like having this like crazy long weekend at the beginning of November. Like, that was too much. I don't know.
Over a calendar.
Yeah, for the calendar. I don't know, did staff appreciate it? I know a couple parents that were like me being like, you can't take these days off. I know everyone's in that situation always, but it's like this long chunk in the middle of nowhere, and the chunks are harder.
Was that what the conference is? Is that it?
Yeah, we had off Friday,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
then we had off
5 days
Monday,
off total,
they
yeah.
had off Tuesday.
Yeah.
You're like, how many more favors can I call in?
Right.
Yeah, that, oh, I recognize that. It was hard because. So when we talk about calendar with teachers love to have a 5-day.
Well, that's what I was asking.
You're gonna mess up a week, just mess up 1 week at a time.
Yeah, but couldn't be, I get the Monday, Tuesday, I get that, going,
Yeah,
but why the Friday?
Yeah, we could have moved it back a week.
That would have helped a lot, I
To
think.
this week. So it'd be. No, it would last Friday instead.
Yeah. Well, no, well, I mean, then you'd be shortening a week again,
Yeah,
But
you-
the- what
you'd
about
be
the
on
week-
Monday, Tuesday,
the
Friday.
full week before Thanksgiving. I understand doing it Thanksgiving is hard, people are out of town, we used to do that,
Yeah,
but
yeah, we did. We did that. And
no one came.
Friends-
Teachers liked it because,
Get all your work done.
I don't know, just food for thought,
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Though we tried different things this year.
yeah. Yeah, but didn't last year we do like a full Thanksgiving thing, or was that,
Yeah, last year we had a full break,
yeah,
fall. This year we'll have a full fall break. We don't have school next week at all.
No. Great.
So.
I need some more favors.
I'll tell you what, I gotta wrap some stuff up in my personal life, cause I'm not keeping up.
Superintendent's report.
Oh, superintendent. That's Veterans Day, celebration, as you can notice, the decorations coming in, it was really cool
They're
walking.
great.
This morning, after being down for a couple of days and seeing all the Veterans Day decorations, and celebrations, I heard it was a great time with, the groups, the kids, man, it was just a great event. And I'm glad we could do it. That's the benefit of having school on that day, when we get to celebrate with the kids, the holiday. I think it's much more meaning than it used to be, where most kids didn't even know why we're taking the day off. Springfield trip, the eighth grade went to Springfield on Thursday and Friday. That was a lot of fun too. Our kids were very well behaved. We had compliments in different places where we went. Saying, oh, this is a great crew. Thank you for doing well. We had a couple of issues, a couple of times we had to redirect and reteach some behaviors, because people haven't been on a field trip in a long time, so, you know, it's a museum. Music. Timberley, the seventh grade kids went to Timberley. That was a great success too, and had unbelievable weather. Crazy weather, so they got lucky there again. Sixth grade had the best weather too. We really picked the weeks this year, so got lucky with that. And kids had a great time. I heard kids were very well behaved. Two of the leaders I talked to today said that they've never taken a group that's been so well behaved.
That's great.
Yeah. And
So you
that-
guys go to the Abe Lincoln Museum as part of the Springfield trip?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's one of the best parts
Yeah.
of the field trip.
That's really
Springfield
cool.
Has a few good things to offer. The Lincoln Museum is one. Getting into the Capitol was, you gotta get.
Yeah.
Legislation.
So neat.
It's a great part. So, and it's a beautiful thing. Capitol, our state capitol. So that's amazing. See that. And there's other, with the Illinois State Museum, the military museum, the military museum is actually very interesting. I was surprised I had been there before. That was pretty cool. And we hit Lincoln's house, of course, that's interesting. Lincoln's tomb. After that,
Rub his nose.
just rub the nose.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah. So it was a great trip, and kids had a lot of fun. In the past, we stay overnight, so they, hotel with a swimming pool, which is, you can imagine, with 150 eighth graders. Nerve wracking. Supervised. This year, someone, I don't know who, had a brilliant idea of going to roller skating. That was awesome. It was a great time. It was really fun. I had a great time.
Did you say they did an extra bus stop then?
What's that?
You just did an extra bus stop?
No, from the
Rockaway?
hotel, so we went. All the kids went, and so we had dinner at the hotel after, they sort of went back, checked in the hotel, ate, and then went out from 7 to 9 o'clock at night roller skating.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's great.
Oh,
Really nice place, too, very clean and excellent.
that's
Nobody got hurt.
That's so old school, I feel.
Yeah, that's. big
Roller
time.
skating, yeah, that's cute. Smoke machine, smells like cherries.
Oh,
I think most of the teachers roller skated as well.
That's so wonderful.
Great trips. Exciting stuff.
And nobody got hurt.
Nobody got hurt, no serious injuries. That's
I have
it.
a question for you. We've been talking about having an SRO.
Yes.
What is the status of that?
That's a good question. I talked to, Deputy Foy 2 weeks ago, and said he would get back to me.
Okay.
I believe.
My concern is we are coming up on an election at this board, and the people that are advocating the SRO are going to be rolling off. So if we do make a decision to do that, you know, should we make it before or after said election?
Yeah, that's not a question I can answer
Okay.
without having the information.
Okay.
I do know that even if we wanted, this is not a decision for this year anyway, it's not
Okay.
getting back. There's two issues. One is we don't have the money available.
Okay.
Even if we did, there's no people available, so. We would, if we're going to do that, I would want to see money available for long term. And yes, we could use the ESSER's free grant this year for that. And, you know, knock other things out of that grant. Technically, you could do that, but that's a one-year shot, and then you've got to be able to sustain that. The cost for that, for one, is $135,000 per year for that SRO. So we would have to be able to maintain that and put that in our budget going out and see what that looks like. So there's two things that are pretty tough hurdles right now, the availability of someone and finances. So it's not, it can't happen this school year,
Right.
right? Yeah.
Okay.
But definitely for the future years. So doing that before or after, that's just the facts. And I've heard the same thing from Lindenhurst and Lake County Sheriff. Sorry. I mean, they aren't providing anybody.
So that's the answer to our question, is if we can get an SRO, they don't have people for us.
Right.
No. That I know. But that's not for this year, that's not.
You have more for us?
I do. It's, you don't even need to pull it up necessarily. Just two really quick things, bus drivers, staffing. So we're in need of a couple bus drivers. So Brandy Baird, Kathy Gardner, the bus transportation coordinator, and I are brainstorming ways to recruit bus drivers. But again, this is another field where there's demand and not a lot of people out there. Just wanted to give that a heads up. And then under HR building connections for the year, that's one of our goals. We're continuing to support the goal of building connections within the department. So I'm meeting regularly with the business office, transportation, building and grounds group. And then we're going to start our benefits communication campaign later this month. That's it.
Board reports. I was here for Halloween. Yeah, it was fun. I saw you. I didn't see you.
I was helping.
You were over there. I was over there. I was helping a kindergarten group. I lost an eyeball in class, so it's rolling around somewhere in your classroom. But the kids had a lot of fun. There was, and I think it was just because it's back after 2 years, there was a little issue with the parade and us getting into the rooms and all that stuff. But once we got in there, the kids just had fun. It was good. And then, I'm going to be taking a tour of the elementary school tomorrow. So at the next meeting, I'll put on.
That's awesome.
And here the, makerspace. Pretty cool. STEM one. Check that out.
Yeah.
I figure, I should make, personally, I want to take a tour of the elementary school every fall and the middle school every spring. So that's my personal goal. We should all make.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rotate through
I was gonna visit next week, but. We do not need to adjourn for a closed session. We do not need to return to the open session.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And we are closed. Thank you, everyone, for your.
That was actually pretty, yeah.